So I got to tell you, actually, Eric made fun of me that I was watching Joan of Arcadia, and I noticed your song was playing during a party. You didn't know that? No. So during this party, I was thinking, what's happening with Sam Roberts in the States? We know you're big here. You've conquered Canada. Have you been to the States? And what more is happening?
We've been going down there. I mean, that was a question we asked ourselves for a long time. You know, how whatever was happening here was going to translate into the States, or not just the States, but into Europe or wherever else we decide to try to play music. And it's been yeah, we've been spending a lot of time touring down there because we figure that's our best tool. I think it's the thing that worked for us the best up here as well, which is to do the energy of the live performance, to turn people on rather than rely on any sort of media. Or that's mainly because nobody actually wants to hear what we have to say down there. No.
And as far as touring, like I think the soundtrack of our lives, you got to tour with them down there. Was there any other big tours that you got to play in front of big audiences?
We went on tour with Guster. They're a band that's been on the road for a good 10 years or so, making a name for themselves. So we kind of got to tap into some of their fan base. But really, it's been interesting to see, because over the last year or so, we've noticed the fruits of our labor in some ways, that it's actually started to come together. We keep going back. We just hammer it into people's consciousness.
Nothing is surprising. Everything is strange. Do you remember saying that? A certain publication that said you were the best artist 2003 in this country said that. In what context did you mean that?
I don't remember saying that, but then again, I don't remember this morning very well either. Nothing is surprising, everything is strange. That's a contradiction in terms, in a sense, I'm not really sure what I meant.
Is it maybe because of fame?
I can reapply that. No, it's not because of fame.
No.
Fame is it's not real. It's not a real concern in my life.
It's an illusion.
It's not even that. I think to some people it may be very, very real, but not to me. I'm a guy in a band. I go around. I play shows every night, and some people like what we do, and they may come up to you on the street and say, "Hey, I like what you do." And if that's a problem to some people, I don't know, but it's not to me. And but I mean, I don't know what that applied to. Really, I could apply it to my life now. Nothing is surprising. Everything is strange. Sure. I hope I don't know. Actually, some things are very surprising. This could turn into way too much of
a lot of philosophy going on here.
Yeah, in life, nothing I'm prepared to answer.
So is Europe the next move? Since you've been back and forth. I don't know how many times you've been to the Maritimes, but it's been amazing because we don't get a lot of great things. I saw you at the smaller venue earlier. I guess it was last winter, and it was packed like sardines with Joel Plaskett. Amazing show. You're back here. Do you have some sort of love for the Maritimes?
Yeah, we have a lot of love for the Maritimes. It's a love that's been we didn't even know. Our experience of it was very limited. I'll be honest with you. Before the band started coming out here and playing. So our whole relationship with the people out here has been based on their response to the live show and what it brings out in us as a band as well. So we love playing here more than anywhere else, and there's a reason for it. It's because the people come out and give as much of themselves as we feel we give on the stage, and that just makes for a great night of music. And I don't see any reason to ever stop playing here. I think if more people came out here and felt that, then they'd probably be more likely to come out in the middle of January as well. But sorry.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing I noticed is that I've lived all over the country, and different places give off these different vibes. And it's just like Newfoundland. I've been there, and it's just the shows are crazy. I don't know what it is, but it's like I don't know. There's so many different cultures across this country. And some, not that anyone is, any less than the other, but some are just, incredible, like just stimulating. You go to Quebec and they're crazy there too. You're from Montreal.
I like the crazy people. The crazy people usually, make for good rock and roll shows. And, Yeah, I don't know. It is a kind of interesting way of traveling around the country and learning a little bit about Canada, not just Canada, but I guess anywhere else you play. The difference, how a crowd responds to the same songs that you played the night before for one crowd, and the crowd you play for that night will be completely different. And we just find that out here, it becomes a very rewarding experience to be out here and do the thing that we love the most, the thing that we want to. The only thing that we really as people have to offer to anybody is this, This is it. So thank God that people kind of actually respond to it in some way.
And where will you go next? What part of the world?
We're going over to Europe in March. We're gonna finish up this part of the East Coast leg of our Canadian tour, and then we're heading over to England. Try it out there, just like we tried out in the States. And what we learned in the States, again, was that you have to keep going back and taking your sort of lumps and bruises and not getting frustrated by the fact that you do well in Canada and you go down to the States and people don't know who the hell you are. You have to take that as a sort of challenge and use that to make you, a better band. A band that's conscious of the fact that you always have to be on top of, your musical game anyway, right, every time you get up on stage. So we intend to get kicked in the nuts, so to speak, when we go over to Europe as well, and when we go to Japan or wherever else we may end up going this year, and hopefully take that challenge presented to us and turn it into something anyway, a few fans.
Well, I think it'll spread just like it did in Canada, and I really appreciate you taking out this time for us, and we'll see you soon in the Maritimes.
My pleasure.
Thanks, man.
All right.